Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're talking about a massive shift in the world of trading. I mean, what if you could test any investment idea you have, not by spending hours coding, but just by asking? We're diving into the world of AI agents that can do exactly that, and it's completely changing who gets to play in the financial markets.
For decades, having a great trading idea was only step one. To see if it would actually work, you'd hit a wall of Python code. Frustrating library errors, you know the drill. All these complex setups. And that technical barrier meant that for most people, a brilliant idea just stayed an idea.
But what if you could just skip all the code and talk to it? Imagine just describing your strategy in plain English and having a dedicated analyst build it, test it, and report back to you in seconds. That is the fundamental shift we're exploring today, and it's all powered by these specialized AI agents. Okay, so let's start with the basics. What exactly is an AI agent in this context? Because it's really crucial to understand we're not just talking about a simple chatbot here. No. We're talking about something way more powerful.
The key difference really is specialization. Instead of a general-purpose AI, you're essentially working with a digital expert, in this case, a quantitative analyst. It comes prepackaged with the right skills and the right tools to take your simple goal and then on its own execute all the complex steps it needs to get the job done. And to make this a little more concrete, frameworks like Crew AI actually give these agents a persona. You assign it a role, like financial analyst. You give it a really clear goal, analyze stock trends. And you can even add a backstory like a seasoned Wall Street analyst, just to influence its approach. So you see, you're not just giving commands. You're basically building your own personal team of digital experts. All right, so how does this actually go from theory to practice? Let's walk through a real-world example using a tool called OpenAlgo. It's built on Anthropic's Claude model, and it's designed to turn a simple conversation into a complete, no-code backtest. The whole process is designed to be as simple as possible. First, you install the backtesting skill. It's kind of like downloading the expert's brain. Second, you just describe your idea in a natural language prompt. And that's it. From there, the AI agent takes over and handles the entire execution. And here's what that prompt actually looks like. It's not code, it's just a sentence. It specifies the strategy, an EMA crossover, the asset, the exchange, and the 5-year time frame. That is all the input it needed. You don't have to worry about which Python libraries to import or how to format a single API call.
So what happens after you hit enter? Well, in the background, the agent just instantly gets to work. It sets up a clean environment. It installs all the necessary libraries like VectorBT, and then it writes the actual Python script for you. It does everything a developer would normally do, but instead of taking hours, it takes seconds. Now for the most important part, the results. I mean, after that one single prompt, what do you actually get back? Well, it's not just a pass or fail number. It's a full performance breakdown designed to give you real, actionable insights. Right, so once the agent runs the code it just generated, it doesn't just stop there. It automatically produces a full performance report, what professionals call a tear sheet, that gives you a really detailed analysis of how your strategy would have performed. And here they are. The agent gives you key metrics like total return and the Sharpe ratio, which measures your risk-adjusted performance. But here's the really crucial part. It automatically benchmarks your strategy, in this case, against India's Nifty index. And the verdict? It's crystal clear. While the strategy did make money, it actually underperformed a simple buy-and-hold approach. Now that is an incredibly valuable insight to get in just a few seconds. But it doesn't just dump a bunch of numbers on you. The agent acts like a real analyst. It explains what these metrics mean. You can actually have a conversation with it, asking things like, hey, is a Sharpe ratio of 0.85 good or bad? It makes complex financial analysis genuinely accessible, even if you're just starting out. This whole idea is summed up perfectly by the creator of OpenAlgo. It's not just about getting an answer, it's about learning. The whole process becomes this interactive loop where you can test an idea, see the results, ask questions, tweak things, and test again, all without writing a single line of code. So it's really important to understand that OpenAlgo is just one piece of a much larger puzzle here. There's this entire ecosystem of AI agent frameworks popping up, giving developers and users a bunch of different options for building these powerful tools. And right now, the ecosystem is kind of splitting into two main paths. On one side, you've got these self-hosted frameworks like LangGraph and Crew AI. They give you maximum control and flexibility, but you're responsible for all the infrastructure.
On the other side, you have managed platforms like Nebula, which handle the backend for you, trading some of that control for a much faster, much simpler path to a working agent. And these different approaches, they have real-world trade-offs. This benchmark shows that for a simple task, a framework like LangGraph is incredibly fast and efficient. But Crew AI, which uses a much more complex process where agents actually collaborate and check each other's work, takes way more time and resources. It really highlights that classic engineering choice. Do you want speed or do you want thoroughness? Of course, all of this brings up a critical question: data privacy. What if you want to analyze your own sensitive financial data? Well, this is where local models are a total game changer. Tools like Ollama let you run a powerful AI on your own machine, which means your data never ever leaves your computer. You get all the power of these agents, but with complete privacy and security. So, if pretty much anyone can become a quantitative analyst from their laptop, what does that actually mean for the future of finance? Let's zoom out a bit and look at the bigger picture and where all this tech is headed. A report from the Financial Markets Standards Board paints a really clear picture of the end game here. We're moving beyond just using AI for one piece of the puzzle, like generating a trade signal. The future they see is one of fully autonomous investment strategies, where the AI manages the entire process, from the idea to the execution to the risk management. The AI is the entire system. So the most immediate and profound impact is this incredible democratization of skills. That high wall of code that once protected quantitative finance is just being torn down. As OpenAlgo's developer puts it, with these tools, anyone with a creative idea can be a quant. The limiting factor isn't your programming skill anymore, it's your imagination. And that leaves us with a fascinating and maybe a slightly unnerving final question. This technology undeniably empowers individual investors and traders, no doubt. But what happens to the market itself when potentially millions of new AI-generated strategies can be designed and deployed in just minutes? That's a new frontier we'll all be watching very, very closely.